Welcome to DiversityMBAPrep.com. My name is Nicole Lindsay, and today we're talking about the MBA admissions process. I can imagine that you are eager to find out how to get into business school, and we're going to talk about it from an admissions officer's perspective. So I want you to take off your candidate hat and step into the shoes of an admissions officer. So while as a candidate, kind of the admissions process and getting in is your dream, as an admissions officer, it's your job. So within your job, you have goals and objectives that you have to meet. You have a boss, you have stakeholders that you have to satisfy, right? That it's not just about the individual and their desire to go to school, but kind of the larger goal of filling a class of 200, 400, 900 MBA students that are going to do well in the classroom and that are going to do exceptionally well when they get back into the workforce. So as an admissions officer, you want to find people that are going to be immensely successful. You want to find Carol Tomei, who went to the University of Denver and is the CFO of Home Depot, or Tim Cook, who is the head of Apple, who went to Duke for his MBA. But you know the reality as an admissions officer. As an admissions officer, particularly in a full-time program, you only have students on campus for 21 months before they go back into the workforce. So even with amazing professors and amazing resources and alumni, 21 months is not that much time. So in that, you don't really have enough time to turn coal into diamonds, right? You might have enough time to kind of polish the diamond, but that's about it. So as an admissions officer then, I need to find candidates who have already demonstrated some level of readiness and some level of success for this process that are then going to spring off from here, right? That I can't take anyone. So I have to find those folks who have demonstrated some level of success. Now, as a candidate, you have spent 3 months, 6 months, a year, maybe more than that, preparing yourself and putting your application together to showcase yourself and what you bring to the table. But as an admissions officer, I might have 500, 1,000 applications to review. So even though you spent all of that time putting it together, I'm only going to see it for 15 to 20 minutes, right? That's all you have. In that time, that 15, 20 minutes, I need to read your application, process all of the components from, essays to GMAT to your resume to the application form that you submit, recommendations, maybe your interview. I have to process all of that, maybe jot down a few notes and make a decision. Admit, waitlist, deny, right? So it's not a lot of time to make a decision. So I can imagine as a candidate, you are saying, okay, well, Nicole, how do I stand out? So if there are 1,000 applications that are on your desk, how is it that mine is one that goes in the admit pile? So the way that you stand out is that you first fit in. Yeah, you got to fit in. So fitting in to this process means you're in the GMAT range of the school, you're in the GPA range, you have solid communication skills, right? That's fitting in. Because the thing is, you don't want to stand out from the beginning. You don't want to stand out as someone who has a GMAT that's not strong and not competitive with other candidates in the program. You don't want to stand out as the person who asked silly questions at an admissions event, right? So you want to fit in. Then once you showcase that you have all the goods, then you can go through you can go about standing out. And we'll talk about that in a later module. So in my 20 minutes of considering your application, right, as an admissions officer, there are 3 things that I'm looking for. The first is academic readiness, the second is career and leadership potential, and the third is fit for my program. So for academic readiness, I want to know that you can handle the academic and quantitative rigor of my MBA program. Business school is challenging. It's challenging because of the content you cover, but it's also challenging because of the speed with which you cover it. So, finance, statistics, operations. So want to know that you can be successful in the classroom. The second piece is around career and leadership potential, right? Full-time program, you're only there 21 months. Part-time program, maybe 3 to 5 years. But when you're done with that program, admissions officers and schools want to know that you are going to take that knowledge that you got, the relationships that you built, the skills that you developed, and jumpstart your career, right? And move forward and be incredibly successful. So we have to judge, right, your career and leadership potential when we review your application. And then the third piece is around fit. Every school has its own culture, community, and environment, and admissions officers are trying to assess whether you will fit and be successful in that environment. Do your values align with that school's values? Are you going to engage as a team player in that community, as a leader in that community? And so all of those things, academic readiness, career and leadership potential, and fit, are what schools are assessing in that 15 to 20 minutes that they look at your application. So it's your job to put all those things together. What we will do in the next 4 modules is to drill down into each of those in detail, right? So that you get a sense of what you need to do to showcase that in your application so that you can demonstrate that you're ready to be a part of that MBA community. I leave you to diversitymbaprep.com and the information that's on the site. If you have questions, please let us know. But we're really excited to be on this MBA admissions journey with you. Be well.